The Senate will come to order. A quorum is present.
The House will come to order. A quorum is present. Will the members please take your seats? The House and Senate are meeting in joint session today pursuant to H.C.R. 19, providing for an address by the Honorable Rick Perry, Governor of the State of Texas. We are honored to have with us today the First Lady, Anita Perry. We also have other guests, special guests, whom the Governor will introduce in a moment. I now recognize the Honorable David Dewhurst for the introduction of our Governor.
Ladies and gentlemen, members, I am very pleased to introduce the Honorable Rick Perry, the Governor of the State of Texas.
Thank you. Thank you. Governor, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to share the stage with you today and as we begin another memorable session together. And Speaker Strauss, obviously, I want to say congratulations to you on your new role and the affirmation that it shows to you by your peers. And like we have in the past, I certainly look forward to working with you in the months to come. Julie, Anita and I both want to say congratulations to you, and you just thought your life was busy before. It's fixing to be at a new level. You know, just ask Nadine Craddock. And speaking of which, I want to take a minute to recognize Tom. He and Nadine are stuck in Midland in a pretty severe ice storm out there, but I want to join with me in thanking them for their faithful service to our state. And I'm really privileged to have my mom and dad in the office with us today, and I just want to say thanks to them. Thanks for giving me life and for teaching me the values of hard work and public service and compassion for others. Thank you, Mom, Dad. And finally, I want to acknowledge my inspiration, Senator. She's my counsel, my best friend, the love of my life, also your First Lady, and that is Anita. Honey, thank you for being here with us today. I get told on a regular basis I would not be where I am today without you, and I totally agree with that. So thank you for your support. You know, as I look out across this chamber, a very historic chamber, and I see faces and I recall the memories that so many of our leaders, both past and present, folks who have devoted their lives to serving our beloved state. Together, we've made Texas a better place. Here in this room, we sit side by side, Democrat with Republican, urban districts and rural areas. Different in so many ways, but we're united by a common goal, and that's doing good for Texas. We're blessed that the state of our state is strong. However, during this session, we can do the most good by working to maintain, or I should say to minimize the impact of this global economic crisis on the people of the state of Texas. Over the course of this session's remaining 126 days, we might define the word good a little differently from time to time, Sinfronia. Or we might diverge on how to get it done. But I have no doubt that each of us is committed to doing what's best for a state that each of us love. We must never forget that we were put inside this building to serve those outside this building. May we never lose touch with those flesh and blood Texans, people who are focused on working hard, stretching a paycheck, raising their children, as we work on their behalf. You know, we may disagree. As a matter of fact, sometimes we may disagree vigorously. But when the day's done, we'll hammer out the details and we'll make things happen, Texas style, by putting the people first. You know, we saw that mindset portrayed in our state's remarkable response to 3 hurricanes this last year. Those catastrophic storms affected millions of Texans, including people sitting right here today, like Senator Mike Jackson, Representative Craig Island, whose homes were damaged by Ike, and their peers from the Valley who've worked so hard to help their districts recover. You know, once those storms passed, we saw neighbors helping neighbors, volunteers with chainsaws, clearing debris, and charitable organizations working around the clock to help their fellow Texans. One of those groups was Somebody Cares America. That's a Houston-based group whose volunteers work tirelessly to bring thousands of meals, even hot showers, to Texans whose lives were turned upside down by Hurricane Ike. Join us today on the podium as a leader of this organization, Dr. Doug Stringer. I want you to join me in recognizing him for his leadership. Doug's group and countless others like him showed the world how Texans respond to crisis. And we rolled up our sleeves. We put tough choices, or we made tough choices, and we put people first. As leaders and Texans, it's our turn to demonstrate those same qualities as we confront the greatest challenge facing our state. That's this national economic crisis, a situation unlike anything most of us have ever seen, Boogie. Every day we hear more stories from across the country of jobs lost, plants closed, homes on the auction block. And as shock waves of this crisis begin to resonate in Texas, we're reminded that we're not immune to these forces, yet we're still in better shape than most any other state. And I credit our relatively strong economic condition to tough, principled decisions made in this building over the past 3 legislative sessions. You know, it was only 6 years ago, Jerry, when the 78th legislature kicked off with a $10 billion budget shortfall. To our shared credit, we didn't raise taxes like so many other states did, and I might add, are again contemplating doing in some of the other big states. Instead, we tightened our belt. We made spending cuts where we could and focused on key priorities, never forgetting that it's not our money we spend here, it's the taxpayers' money. Many of you remember those fiery spending debates of years past, so you'll be ready for some equally challenging conversations in the days to come, I'm sure.